What is up everyone, how's it going? Hope you're keeping well and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. February brings the start of the charity month here on the channel. For every new YouTube subscriber for the month of February, I'll be donating 20 cents to helplink.ie, a mental health service here in County Galway, Ireland. If you are watching this video and you're not subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button below. You'll be helping out the channel and you'll also be giving much needed funds to helplink.ie with that subscription. In this video, I'll be showing you how I fared out in Gameweek 23, and we'll also be looking at my transfer plans and team selection ahead of Gameweek 24. We've also got some additional blank Gameweek and double Gameweek news, so in this video I'll be discussing the blank Gameweek and double Gameweeks and how I'm going to navigate through these fixtures. Stick around also towards the end of the video where I'll be heading to Pitch and Boyle, County Roscommon for my weekly captaincy video also. Right then, that's the intro out of the way, let's get into the video. Looking at my Gameweek 23 review, I scored 55 points of the game week, which is a very disappointing return for the team. We'll start off with the elephant in the room there. Phil Foden left first on my bench. A hat-trick scored for Foden against Brentford on Monday night. 20-point return from Foden and 20 points left on my bench. I won't lie, it was an extremely difficult watch on Monday night. Didn't enjoy it at all. And yeah, Foden did the damage. But lesson learned, I won't be benching a Man City attacker for the rest of the season or for the rest of my FPL career. Trying to bring some meta to the madness on benching Foden. I was deciding between Jota and Foden before the deadline. Before the game on Sunday, Jota had a great record against Arsenal. I did fancy Liverpool to get a result, but Arsenal kept Jota quiet and Liverpool quiet, and unfortunately he drew a blank. I was never benching Solanke in that fixture at home against Forest, and I was never benching Gordon in that Luton fixture at home. He was playing up top. I was just very unlucky he did come off injured. Anything that could have went wrong for me in Gameweek 23. Estepinian was left on the bench and only managed a late cameo to come away with 1 point. Looking at Gabriel there in defence also, -1 return against Liverpool after picking up a yellow card and an own goal. Was very unlucky not to get that assist. I'm still not sure how he didn't get that assist from Martinelli's goal, but -1 from Gabriel. No Richarlison also for his 2 goals against Everton was a big hit to my rank as well. And yeah, on the bright side, at least we did get a Haaland return. Saka and Palmer returned well. And Ollie Watkins, fair play to whoever captained him for his 18-point haul against Sheffield United. Before Gameweek 23, we were just 3 points off top 100k. After Gameweek 23, we've taken 2, 3, 4 steps back and are now dropped to 243k overall. I won't lie, after that game on Monday night, I was a bit sick to my stomach, but we're over it now. We're looking ahead. We just need to make sure the arrow is green in Gameweek 24, so fingers crossed we can get that. Let's move on now and have a look at how I'm shaping up ahead of Gameweek 24. We'll start off with a look at the blank game week and double game weeks over the next couple of weeks. Starting off in double Gameweek 25, we already knew Man City and Brentford were already locked in for that double, and just before the Gameweek 23 deadline, Liverpool and Luton's fixture was added to Gameweek 25, so those 4 teams are going to double in 25. Looking at my own team, I already have 3 doublers ahead of this double Gameweek 25. I've got Haaland, Foden and Jota. So I could be potentially looking at some Luton players, especially with that other double game week announced yesterday. We'll chat about that in a bit. But yeah, I'm also eyeing up Kevin De Bruyne and another Liverpool asset. We'll chat about my transfer plans later on in the video. On to blank game week 26 then, with the EFL Cup final, Liverpool against Chelsea. So they have a blank game week, and then who they're meant to be playing in game week 26, Spurs and Luton, they all blank then in game week 26. So Liverpool and Luton having a double in game week 25. And then blanking in game week 26. I need to be careful with my transfers because I already have Pedro Porro, I already have Cole Palmer. So yeah, could be short of 11, so I need to be careful with my transfers. And then we move on to the new double game week that was announced yesterday for game week 28. Luton and Bournemouth both having 2 fixtures that game week. Bournemouth especially having 2 very tasty fixtures at home to Sheffield and at home to Luton. Dominic Solanke is going to be a very popular captaincy pick that week, and maybe potentially a triple captaincy pick for a lot of FPL managers also. Looking at Luton assets then, so they do double in Game Week 25. Unfortunately, the blank in Game Week 26, but then they also double again in Game Week 28. So yeah, their assets are going to be very popular, and I may invest in some also. Moving on to Game Week 29, with Chelsea beating Aston Villa last night in the FA Cup. It now means we have 3 definite fixtures that are happening in Game Week 29. West Ham against Aston Villa, Burnley against Brentford, and Spurs against Fulham are all definitely happening. So 6 teams, 3 fixtures definitely confirmed. On the rest of the fixtures, it all depends on FA Cup results in the next round. If all the favourites do win, we could have 10 to 12 teams all blanking. So yeah, blank game week 29 could be a big one. So with those double game week and blank game week announcements, what does that mean for my chip strategy? I've got 4 chips in my back pocket free hit, wildcard, bench boost and triple captain. So here on screen is how I'm currently debating on when I'm going to use them. Starting off with the triple captain then, double game week 25, I'm eyeing up those fixtures for Man City and Liverpool. 2 home fixtures for Haaland, Chelsea and Brentford. They're 2 fixtures he could easily return well in, so he's the prime candidate as of now for that triple captain. Question marks around Mo Salah, whether or not he's going to be fit for that double for Liverpool in game week 25. Fair enough, Brentford away in their first fixture isn't the easiest, but then I'm eyeing up that second fixture. Luton at home in Anfield is one Salah could easily return well if he is back fit. You could argue then in game week 28, as we spoke about earlier, Solanke, 2 very nice fixtures for Bournemouth as well in game week 28. Sheffield United at home and then Luton at home for Solanke, so he's an out chance of a triple captaincy chip, but for now it's on Haaland at the moment in game week 25. Looking at when I'm going to play my wild card, as I spoke about, blank game week 29 at the moment. There's only 3 fixtures definitely confirmed in game week 29. Going off, if we do think the favourites all win their FA Cup ties, it could only be 3 to 4 fixtures max in game week 29, so I'm probably looking to bypass game week 29 without using any of my free hit or wild card, and then dead end my team into game week 29 or 30, and then wildcard game week 30 or 31. Lastly then, onto my bench boost and free hit chip. Looking at Ben Crellin's predictions over on Twitter, starting off in game week 34, he's got a predicted 3 to 5 teams having the chance of a double game week, and then 1 to 3 teams could potentially have a blank game week in game week 34. On to game week 37, he's got a predicted 6 to 10 teams having the chance of a double game week in game week 37. So how I'm going to use my free hit and bench boost, I could potentially in game week 37, if it is a big double game week, use my free hit, stock up on 11 strong double game week players. Then you for my bench boost, use my wild card to have a 15-man squad, bench boost in 34 for that double game week, and yeah, get the bench boost out of the way. Or I could go the opposite way. I could free hit in 34, stock up on a strong 11, and then use my bench boost then in 37 when there's a lot more teams doubling, and hopefully get more points from my bench boost then with more teams doubling. Yeah, that's the summary of how I'm potentially going to look at using my chip strategy. If you're not following Ben Crellin over on Twitter, do head over and drop him a follow. He's an absolute godsend for helping us all navigate through the blank game weeks and double game weeks. Right, that's the current chip strategy out of the way. It's time to move on now and have a look at how we're shaping up ahead of game week 24. Looking at the clean sheet odds ahead of game week 24, Man City top the charts with a 52% chance of a clean sheet with their home fixture against Everton. To be fair to City, they've only kept 1 clean sheet in their last 12 games, which is an absolutely crazy stat, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see Everton sneak a goal on the counter or from a set piece. Liverpool fall closely behind in second place with their home fixture against Burnley, so Trent Alexander-Arnold owners will be hoping he can make it past 60 minutes after he was hauled off early against Arsenal last week. Looking at my own team, it's decent viewing as a double Arsenal offensive owner, with Arsenal ranking 3rd with their fixture against West Ham. I'll probably have to play Saliba and Gabriel this week, but Arsenal have been shaky enough in defence over the last couple of weeks, conceding late on, so hopefully it doesn't happen in game week 24. Newcastle just miss out on the top 5 for the chance of a clean sheet, so I'll probably be looking at playing Dubravka with his away fixture against Forest, and then have a bit of a decision to make between Estepinian and Porro, where they both play each other, but with Estepinian not making the starting 11 last week, I think that probably makes the decision on who I'm going to start. Looking at predicted points ahead of game week 24, Erling Haaland tops the charts with a predicted point score of 7.5 points with Man City's home fixture against Everton. Diogo Jota and Phil Foden follow closely behind with both on a predicted point score of 7.3 points. Foden's just off the back of a hat-trick against Brentford, so he could easily return well against Everton this weekend, and I'm predicting Jota to return well against Burnley at home after he was kept quiet against Arsenal. Looking at my own team, it's decent viewing as 5 of my players make the top 10, and Erling Haaland, Diogo Jota, Foden, Saka and Watkins. Let's move on and have a look at my transfer plans now ahead of game week 24. Looking at my transfer plans ahead of game week 24, at the moment my team is in decent shape and I probably don't need to make a transfer, but looking ahead to double game week 25, and if I am looking to bring in Darwin Núñez for Liverpool's 2 fixtures, why not bring him in a week early and try to capitalise on that favourable fixture at home to Burnley. Ollie Watkins will probably have to make way, because if I get rid of Solanke, I won't have enough money in the bank to do Anthony Gordon to bring in Kevin De Bruyne next week, so that's why Watkins is currently looking like he's going to make way, as I'll need the funds. That's the transfer plans out of the way. I'm 50-50 on whether or not to bring in Darwin Núñez this week, but I am leaning towards bringing him in. If I am looking at bringing him in for the double, I probably have to try and capitalise on that home fixture against Burnley and hope he comes away with a nice return. Let's move on then to Pitch and Boyle, County Roscommon, and let's see who I'm captaining ahead of game week 24.
Haaland for the Ironman.
Yeah, with that home fixture for Haaland against Everton, I can't look past him for the Ironman this week. I was considering Jota with that fixture at home against Burnley, but if I do go against Haaland and he pops off, that could be the end of my season after I had a poor game week in Gameweek 23, so I think I'm going to play it safe and leave it on Haaland. If you've made it to the end of this video, please give it a like, drop a comment below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's hit a like goal of 80 likes on this video. Don't forget, I'm running a charity month for the month of February. With every new YouTube subscriber, I'm donating 20 cents to helplink.ie, a mental health charity here in County Galway, Ireland. So if you are still watching this video and you're not subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button below. You'll be supporting the channel and you'll also be supporting a charity here in County Galway. I'll see you all on Saturday morning for a deadline stream before the Gameweek 24 deadline, and hopefully we'll get some City team news before the deadline. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.